Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the Schlitz Playhouse of Stars. This week we take you upon uncharted ways by air, sea, and loneliness through a tale of valor and pain, of disciplined courage and human error, but above all, of hope. Oh, yes, I almost forgot. My name is Basil Rathbone, and I play quite a part in this drama.
Take over. Oh, General Lee, would you please fasten your seatbelt?
What's the matter?
Just playing it safe, sir. Would you gentlemen please fasten your safety belts?
What's up?
Oh, possible air pockets. Sorry, sir.
All right.
He nearly sailed into the General's lap. If he had landed on those pretty boots, he'd be screaming his brass-plated lungs out. I can't say I blame him. You've been in Hong Kong very long?
10 days. Seemed like 10 years waiting for a slip of paper that would give me back my life.
You're discharged.
As Mr. Burnham described as an honorable discharge, effective as of the time of arrival at the bloody airfield we're headed for.
You've had a long stretch then.
6 years. 6 years just dreaming of the feel of this suit.
Are you married?
Yeah. My wife's had a baby I haven't even seen yet. Little girl.
Oh, it must be wonderful going home to a wife and family.
Well, isn't it for you?
Oh, no, I've lived in Hong Kong for years, a colonial service.
Oh. Now?
Well, too hot for an antique like me.
Oh.
Oh, London's my home. My wife had returned there in July 39. I'd planned to meet her there, but never made it. She was killed in the first blitz on London. Never bothered to go back there. Didn't seem any reason to.
Look at that affected stiff-neck. Water cooler's too civilized for him. Rough and Ready Lee, the Yanks used to call him.
It's rather a colorful nickname for an Englishman.
Colorful.
Well, General Lee won himself a fine reputation after bringing his troops to the jungle. Men must think highly of him.
Mr. Burnham, I was one of those men. Would you like me to tell you how he won his reputation? By making us wear neckties. In that sodden, steaming, louse-infested country. Neckties. Every last son of us.
The men got together last night. They wanted me to talk to you. They swear that General Lee has chow all by himself during the night.
It's incredible. The tin rations gave out a week ago.
They don't believe that Lee could drive them as hard as he does if his belly was as empty as theirs. I didn't believe them, but they feel they have to know.
7 men I've seen starve to death since we started through this jungle. If I believed he was doing that, I'd kill him with my own hands.
Tom, they want you to find out.
Find out?
Well, face him with it.
I mean, accuse the general?
Do it in your own way, of course. Kick up a fuss about the ties, the shaving, all the rest of the rotten regulations. Anybody think we're the palace guards?
Oh, no, we ought to be happy. He doesn't make us polish up our boots the way he has his men slave over his every cursed day.
Captain Flynn, finish your dressing. We'll break camp as soon as the men have had their tea.
I've finished my dressing, sir, and the tea rations have run out.
Captain Flynn, you misunderstood me. I ordered you to finish your dressing, fix your tie, and see to it that you're properly shaved. You hold the position of an officer.
I'm aware of my position, sir. It's because of it that I'm here. My men request that owing to the conditions of this march, certain regulations should be relaxed.
Regulations imposed by my order, which you have this morning apparently ignored.
For the benefit of the men's morale, sir.
In which case I shall do you the favor of forgetting this incident and suggest you carry out my order immediately in regard to your appearance.
And, of course, if I refuse, you'll be only too happy to have me court-martialed.
On active service, there will be no need. I shall just shoot you.
More than razors and neckties to win a war, Mr. Burnham.
From what I hear, whatever you may think, Captain Flynn, the General has much more intelligence than you give him credit.
Let's forget it. The subject makes me sick.
We'll have to feed us oxygen this far upstairs. Yes, I suppose we are a little high up. A devil of a long way from Hong Kong. Why don't you get out your coffee jug? Keep us both from getting space happy. I'd feel a lot happier, you know, if there wasn't quite so much water down there. This wasn't quite such a long flight. We all of us had pretty much of a long flight alone. Haven't we, Mr. Byrne? Quite so, yes. Will you take this along to the pilot? Oh, yes, certainly. Business with the safety belts a while back.
I guess I've been seeing little men. You never know how far they can wander these days.
You're a philosopher. Don't let the General hear you. I'm sure he must dislike philosophers.
When he comes out of that, you send him back for his coffee? Okay.
Oh, Captain Flynn, I'd like to meet the General. Will you introduce me? If you insist, but it won't be a pleasure.
General Lee, my friend Mr. Burnham would like to meet you.
How are you, Captain Flynn? I presumed you hadn't recognized me.
Forget you would hardly be possible. General Lee, Mr. Burnham.
How do you do, sir?
It's an honor, General Lee. Will you join us in a cup of coffee?
Thank you, sir. Captain Flynn, it was difficult to recognize you out of uniform.
Yes, I paid £12 for this in Hong Kong. You'll notice it has no brass buttons, General.
Yes, I was surprised you were not in uniform on an army transport plane. When do you receive your discharge?
Officially, the moment I step off this last flying symbol of militarism. And I can't wait.
So I see. Your apparent eagerness to shed the uniform indicates you don't view it with much pride.
My pride is well satisfied with a piece of good tweed, thank you, sir.
General Lee, I'd like to express my admiration for your recent successes as well as your earlier ones. May I say that you've helped many of us by giving us renewed hope.
Thank you, sir. But my successes are only the successes of my men. It is to them you should be grateful.
Oh, come now, General. You were the leader, the ringmaster, the man with a whip. Should I say gun?
The world needs hope more than anything else. Hope.
As well as strong black coffee. Miss Burnham?
Tell me, General, did you have coffee when our tea rations ran out, or did you just manage along on the tins of beef?
At ease, Captain Flynn. Your new suit may fit you more comfortably in time.
Quite a dramatic moment we've just experienced. I'm Bob Page, and during intermission each week, I usually have a word or two about Schlitz. Men like the general in tonight's play know the importance of discipline and control in the military. In brewing, we encounter a problem of discipline and control, too, to make certain that each and every bottle and can of Schlitz is uniformly perfect. Brewing, you see, is a very special art. There are some skills necessary that can only be acquired through long years of experience. And Schlitz has been brewed by direct descendants of the founder for over 100 years. The precise skills so necessary to brew Schlitz have been passed along from one generation to the next. But brewing is a science, too. And Schlitz employs the most modern methods to guard every step of the process. Schlitz experts select only the choicest grains, handle them with loving care to produce the matchless, mellow flavor of Schlitz. One of the most delicate points in brewing Schlitz is the stage where the hops are introduced. It is disciplinary action, control, and know-how that produces Schlitz with just the kiss of the hops. A fine marriage of ancient skill and modern science. Next time, for pure satisfaction, ask for Schlitz. For Schlitz gives more satisfaction to more people than any other beer in the world. No wonder Schlitz is the beer that made Milwaukee famous. And now, back to your Schlitz Playhouse of Stars.
Conserve your energy. Rescue may be a long time in arriving.
Any supplies aboard, Lee?
None. They must have been on the other raft. May I remind you that your civilian dress does not alter your military status. You will continue to address me in the proper manner, Captain Flynn.
Well, I'll see you in Hades first. Oh, perhaps a drop of that water would ease us all a bit.
Venom, do you realize how long 3 gallons of water will last? We drink at the first feeling of thirst.
It's getting sultry hot already. Are you crazy? What do you think you're doing?
The water will be safe and out of reach. I'll issue a ration tomorrow. During the heat of the day, we must conserve ourselves.
Hear that, Mr. Burnham? Necessary for the general to conserve the water. Patience, Mr. Burnham. Patience. You ever plan on a trip to England, Captain Flynn?
England? It's a strange question now.
I have a brother in Bristol. He must still be living there. He'd appreciate some word.
I don't like that talk.
I'm older than you are. Too old to fight this sort of thing.
Well, what about that very fine oration on hope you gave our worthy general? The world needs hope.
More than anything else, you said, Mr. Burnham.
Hope is for the use of those who've something to live for. I have nothing.
Does anybody?
That's a good question. Not for you to ask, Captain Flynn. You have the answer. The wife and child. But for Mr. Burnham, it's not quite so easy to find the answer. Mr. Burnham, how long is it since you saw your brother?
17 years.
Do you ever write to him?
I haven't written in 10 or 12 years.
Yet now you think of him. Now you search your memory for someone who might be concerned. If in your loneliness you found nothing to live for, why now do you wish to be remembered?
That's something you needn't worry about, General. There are plenty who'll never forget you, even if we're never found.
It won't worry me, Captain Flynn, even when we are found.
Arthur, what is it you have that will never allow you to admit defeat?
The same thing that you can have, too. A faith in the knowledge that God put every living thing on earth to fulfill its individual purpose towards the survival of the species. I think it's our duty, that's all.
Listen with cynical ears, Mr. Burnham. The General speaks of survival. But in the night, watch with cynical eyes how the General, thinking that we're asleep, will demonstrate to his maker his method of survival. A pull on the rope, a furtive drink from the water can, and back it goes. Out of sight from us, enemies of survival.
Have you seen him?
Well, Captain Flynn, have you seen me?
Do I have to?
Please. May I have a drink of water?
Not now, Mr. Burnham. Tomorrow. You must hold on till tomorrow.
Water. Water, General Lee. Don't feel well. Small drink. You promised.
Later, Mr. Burnham. The day has just commenced.
You're wasting your breath, Mr. Burnham. He filled his stomach last night. Water. Water.
The water must be conserved for our survival.
There you have it, Mr. Burnham. Your hero. Maybe now you'll understand how gallantly he carried through with his troops in the jungle. Only now, you have no one to polish your filthy boots. Have you, sir?
Our lives as well as yours depend on our keeping our tempers.
Then give this man a drink of water. Do you hear? Do you want him to die? Give him a drink of water.
Water. Water.
No.
him! Flint! Oh, it's no use. Let me go.
You'd give up while he holds the water?
I can't argue with the Valter. Might have done 20 years ago. Not now.
Now you'd give up as the easy way out.
Funny, isn't it? When you're so close to the end. I wish I could have found out what my purpose in life was.
You're not giving up any more than I am. It's his theory that everybody has a duty toward the survival of mankind. All right. To that end, 2 lives would be better to save than 1.
And 3 lives. Better than 2.
Sorry, sir.
No need to apologize, Mr. Brennan. He has to sleep sometime. Isn't that right, General?
Yes, Captain Flynn. Even the General must sleep sometime.
Wake up, Vernon. You can wake up now, but be quiet. What'd I tell you? Even a general must sleep sometime.
Oh, just the water, Bill.
There's more to it now than the water. That doesn't matter anymore.
But he promised us this morning.
Yes, I know he did. But now he never will. He never will.
No!
Burnham. No.
No!
Keep away. Why? So that you may live? Mr. Burnham. The water. The water. A ship. Quiet yourself, Mr. Burnham. I'll get you water for you.
Water. I'll help. Here, water.
Don't drink his water from the container.
There we are. Salt water. The attack on the transport.
Machine gun. There never was any water.
Only hope, Mr. Burnham. Only hope.
A hope that must have tortured him.
Ahoy there! Ahoy! Ahoy there, the raft!
Captain Flynn.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you, sir?
Where's the men?
What's he saying, Mr. Burnham? I must know.
Break camp. And then had tea.
Sir. General Lee, you've got to hear me. We were wrong, the men and I. I know now how wrong.
What's he doing? His boots.
Ahoy!
Will he live, Mr. Burnham?
That's in the hands of the Lord.
He must live. I've got to apologize to him. Not for me alone, but for all the men.
You're doing a good job, Captain Flynn.
Are they proper, Mr. Burnham? Are you sure they're proper for his journey?
Quite proper.